On stage, I Want to Be a Producer is wonderful and tears the house down. But on screen, it may be the single best production number ever done for movies. I've never heard applause in a movie house.
I wanna be a producer, wear a tux on opening night.
Matthew was incredible, like he was born to be a singer and dancer.
I wanna be a producer and see my name, Leo Bloom, in lights. I spend my life accounting with figures and such. To what is my life amounting? It figures not much.
This sign is built into the risers of the stair so that if you look at it head-on directly with a long lens, all you see is the sign until the 20 beautiful dancing girls come up over the top of the staircase and there's a whole dance number with Leo on the staircase. This is the origami set, and what I was describing earlier is that out comes Leo and the 6 girls, and then the set grows, and then it grows, and then it grows, and then it grows. There's a whole sequence where Leo goes into his fantasy about being a producer, and I came up with a way to portray that both cinematically and also stylistically, the way those fantasy sets would look, which is a complete departure from the Broadway version. And she choreographed new numbers for these sets, and that part was pretty exciting. Scenery for theater is almost poetic, and you fill in with your imagination what's not built, what's not there. You know, it's stylized inherently, which allows you, as a viewer, to make it big in your mind.
I wanna be the greatest, grandest, and most fabulous producer in the world.
So to get that same impact, we would have to increase the scope of the show. In a sense, the sets we have here for the producers are what I saw when I saw the play, but they are more literal, they are more realized. This picture right here was a photograph done by Walker Evans. It's a multiple exposure picture shot around Times Square. And this was the inspiration for me for the Marquee Heaven set. And hopefully our set will have some resemblance to what you see here. Singing in the Rain is probably the movie that singularly is our biggest inspiration. Its tone, its view on reality, the way that it's shot head to toe, the sort of cameras generally in the fourth wall area, the level of its stylization and its reality, the fact that it's about singing and dancing.
And I think Matthew, he has a real song and dance man inside him, so he's really enjoyed learning all this new choreography.
For me and for a lot of us who are film people, this movie has been really special because it's been a collaboration between the film world and the theater world in a unique way for us.
And if you look at the design, yes, see, she's a...
One of the most exciting collaborations on this film has been with William Ivey Long.
See, now that I'm looking at it, Tom, look, you can see where it's been steamed too strongly.
Who is our costume designer and designed this show, as well as almost every other show on Broadway, it seems.
Well, beautiful girls wearing nothing but pearls actually are wearing about 20 pounds of nothing but pearls. So I happen to have a Pearl Girl costume right here. And as you see, it's totally naked. It's totally see-through. We have 4 or 5 different skin tones. It's all, can you see this? Can you see the fact that you can see my hand through here? Well, I'm telling you, the stagehands know I'm not lying.
These girls are supposed to look sort of like iridescent pearls, almost unreal. So they have a very soft makeup on, and now we're putting a shimmer on her body. So their skins just glow on camera.
In our first production meeting of how we were going to make this different, the big question mark. And Mel says, wow, those girls, Why can't they be beautiful girls wearing nothing but pearls, which is his lyric?
Beautiful girls wearing nothing but pearls.
And I went, oh, duh. What a good idea, naked with pearls. I made a leotard, a nude leotard for each lady, and then I drew sort of a pearl corset on them, like where the stays would be, should these ladies need stays and they don't need stays. And then we sort of drew the whole shape of a corset on them and then sewed it and developed it in pearls. And so whereas it looks like it's light as a feather, it's actually quite a lot of pearls. It's not mere pantyhose. This is a patented caress of the female leg. I first developed this years ago in my very first musical, the 1940s Radio Hour. But back then, we didn't have fusible rhinestones. It was in the Dark Ages. And then, Skip 2, Crazy for You. And I just wanted those legs to just shimmer and glimmer. And Swarovski had just developed how to get glue to stick to glass, and then you heat it up and you do this. I mean, now it's commonplace. It's on every T-shirt on every corner of every street in the world. But in 1990, this was new stuff, so we developed this, and I must say, this is my signature. On every leg in every one of my shows. There's a whole part of the number where they roll on their backs and kick their legs up and do this classical sort of June Taylor meets Susan Stroman meets Busby Berkeley. And I thought, gosh, that's going to be about 6 hours of those girls rolling back and forth on their backs. And since I love each and every one of them more than I love myself, I said, we've got to make these things comfortable. So they're actually white grapes that we've painted with fingernail polish to make them look like opalescent pearls. And they squeeze.
Shimmering cheekbones.
We have this wonderful headdress, which is actually, if you look at it as a whole concept, it is a pearl. A lady's head as a pearl.
Have an earpiece.
Well, if I were on the road with you, girl, I mean, you know, you'd get the secret call. What are you
Yeah,
wearing?
but you don't really
What are you
need
dressed
it.
in? Where are you wearing? Where are you?
Well, the process varies in length of time depending on how the girls look when they come in the morning.
You're kind of shaking there,
You know
Matthew.
why? The collaboration between the costume designer and the set designer. Quite often, that collaboration is one that doesn't have enough time to develop.
And see, it's sort of broken. Look. Yeah. All the stuff that makes a tailor's heart break. I think it's better without it.
You're all off in different quarters. They're dealing with the actors, you're dealing with the space. But it's what you see. You see the actor's head, you see their shirt, and you see where they are.
What is this from?
Nathan.
Yeah, I can tap it.
How'd you get that?
Nathan.
What did he hit you?
Who did this, Nathan? See, we can. My bruise is bigger than your bruise.
This might be Nathan
I think
clutching
that's
at me.
Nathan.
We decided to hire special theatrical lighting designers, Jules Fisher and Peggy Eisenhower. They're a team. What's unique about them is, in addition to the work that they've done on Broadway, they've done a lot of movies.
The dynamic range of light in the theater for the human eye is much greater than the film can capture. So in many ways, we compress the range of light so that the film doesn't get over or underexposed.
Their world is very different than the movie lighting that is normally done on films. I mean, they do focused lighting and all kinds of special lighting effects. It's all programmed lighting. Peggy will be on the board and she will be making changes. It's a kind of a virtuoso piano player.
So it's a big number, and I hope that I can keep up with all these beautiful dames.
Suck it in some more, Steve.
The camera has become like another dancer to me.
Yeah, we're still on a 50.
I just think the same thing. We might have to. So let's call that.
Seeing how the camera works within the numbers and works within the scene, and seeing these men move the cameras along with the dancers has been extraordinary.
The techno crane is an amazing instrument.
The other day I saw one of the crew members pass the crane up into the space as if he was passing a dancer up into the air.
That was good.
Get in there, ladies. Take it.
To be a choreographer is to be a cinematic visionary. Shut your eyes and you can see it all playing in front of you.
I think know if it's working like that.
The last beat of the number is a pencil snapping and realizing that this is a doodle that we've recreated in Leo's ledger at his accounting office, and that this has all perhaps been in his mind. Quite often, beautiful movies and comic movies are not things you think of together.
Really, instead of smacking, actually go make your hands do this.
Comedies are not often invested in their production value. And I think we are.
Storytelling is most important, but when you can also sing your emotions, it's very heightened. So all of these characters get to sing about their wants and needs.
She can tell her stories through movement, and that these stories can be so funny and so beautiful at the same time. Also, Mel and Stroh are always looking for the humor, and humor has rules, which I didn't know that. I didn't know there were humor rules, that jokes have to read from left to right, that things are funny when they happen in threes. It's all entrances and exits and a lot of door slamming. And I haven't yet been able to get a door to open the right way the first try. I've switched every door in every set at least 4 times. In fact, Stroh said, "I'm in heaven. What's heaven for you?" To me, heaven is a place where the doors are hinged on both sides.
Pinch our cheeks till we cry out. Ooh, ooh.
Nailed it.
That was it.
Yeah. Make sure that gate doesn't have a hair in it.